God has brought us through a new week, right? And we should all be truly grateful to be here. So this morning, I want to read from the book of Proverbs 18 and 14, which says, "The human spirit can endure a sick body, but who can bear a crushed spirit?" And today, I'm grateful for life, health, and strength. I'm grateful for opportunity, grateful for my wife, grateful for my children. Um, so much to be grateful for, man. In this particular part of the scripture, I decided to share it because, it's one of those reminders, right? That there's certain things in life that we have to protect, you know? And your spirit is one of them. It could be easily crushed, um, it doesn't happen intentionally. Sometimes, your crushed spirit has come through being let down. Sometimes it has come through being disappointed. Sometimes it is be because, you may have not reached a milestone that you wanted to reach. And, you know, it might be a broken heart. It could be numerous things, right? But that's why it's so important for us to always keep our eyes and fixated on Jesus and fixated on God's grace and His mercy and all of the things that we have already been blessed with and walk through life with a heart full of grace. Because it's just so many things that could that's going to attempt to break your spirit, if you allow it. I mean, it's and you know what? It ain't bigger than nobody. It's really not bigger than nobody. Everyone is feel defeated sometimes. Everyone is go through it. No matter how much somebody walking around with a big smile on their face or they looking like the world is their oyster or whatever, however the phrase go. The reality is that everyone experiences these moments, but not everyone lives in these moments, and that's the difference. That's what separates the ones who win and the ones who remain in defeat, right? Is by you allowing something to break you, by letting it fester inside you. Every day I go through some disappointment one way or the other, whether it's a minor or a major one, you know. But I always think about a few things whenever I face these adversities, right? I think about how far God has brought me, number one. And I always say that, boy, you know, even if I feel defeated on something now, I still in my winning season. You know, that means that that's a small defeat for a big win somewhere down the line later, and it just makes me want to get up and work even harder. And the next thing that I think about when I start to feel that way is that you know, and people just always say this, they say somebody have it worse, and I don't look at it from that perspective like, hey, somebody has it worse. No, I look at it from the perspective that I should be grateful for all that God has blessed me with, like every single thing, like everything, it's just so much to be grateful for. I always say that all the time. It's just so much, like you don't even know where to begin most times because, you start out the morning with life, health, and strength, and you end the day with whatever it was God bless you with throughout the day, allowing you to see the end of that day. So just continue to be discouraged, guys. Don't let anything defeat you. And if you feel as though you've lost a battle, always remember that there's still a water win. So thank you everyone for the opportunity to speak. I'm Kerry and I relinquish my mic.